The ground trembles. Tectonic plates shift. Cities crumble. Throughout history, the Earth has unleashed its unimaginable power. These are the 5 most powerful earthquakes ever recorded. Our planet, a seemingly solid sphere of rock and soil, is in truth a dynamic and ever-changing world. Deep beneath our feet, colossal plates of crust drift upon a sea of molten mantle, their slow, inexorable journey shaping the very continents we call home. For most of human existence, this movement is imperceptible, a geological timescale far beyond our own brief lives. But when these titanic forces collide, lock, and then violently release, the stored energy is unleashed in a matter of moments, with consequences that can reshape landscapes and alter the course of history itself. We measure these events on a logarithmic scale, where each whole number represents a 10-fold increase in measured amplitude and roughly 32 times more energy release. It is a scale that honestly struggles to convey the true, visceral reality of what it means to stand upon the Earth as it liquefies beneath you. We will journey back in time to witness the moments when the planet revealed its most formidable strength, events that not only caused immense destruction, but also provided profound and often tragic lessons about the world we inhabit. These are not merely stories of disaster. They are chronicles of survival, of human resilience, and of the raw, untamable power that lies just beneath the surface of our everyday lives. Our journey begins in the year 1960, off the coast of southern Chile. On the 22nd of May, the Nazca Plate, a vast slab of oceanic crust, made its most violent move in recorded history, thrusting itself beneath the South American plate. The result was the Valdivia earthquake, an event so colossal it remains, to this day, the most powerful earthquake ever measured, registering an almost unimaginable 9.5 on the moment magnitude scale. The rupture zone stretched for nearly 1,000 kilometers. The very fabric of the nation was torn apart, as the ground shook with a ferocity that seemed to defy the laws of nature itself, continuing for an agonizing 11 minutes. The immediate devastation was catastrophic. Entire cities, like Valdivia, were reduced to rubble, and the land itself was permanently scarred, with some coastal areas sinking by as much as 2 meters. But the earthquake's terrible power did not end at the shoreline. It displaced a gargantuan volume of water, generating a series of tsunamis that radiated across the entire Pacific Ocean. Waves towering over 25 meters high crashed into the Chilean coast, sweeping away entire villages. Hours later, and thousands of miles away, these same waves brought destruction to the shores of Hawaii, Japan, and the Philippines. A stark reminder that, honestly, on our interconnected planet, no place is truly isolated from such a monumental event. On Boxing Day, 2004, the world witnessed a tragedy of unprecedented scale. Deep beneath the Indian Ocean, west of Sumatra, Indonesia, a section of the seabed nearly the length of California ruptured. The Indo-Australian plate subducted under the Eurasian plate, triggering a megathrust earthquake with a magnitude of 9.1. It was the 3rd largest earthquake ever recorded, and its effects were felt across the globe. The seafloor was violently uplifted by several meters, displacing an immense volume of water and unleashing one of the deadliest natural disasters in human history. It was an undersea event, hidden from human eyes, but its consequences would soon become terrifyingly visible. Within minutes, a series of colossal tsunami waves began their silent, rapid journey across the ocean. They struck the coast of Indonesia first, with waves over 30 meters high, before racing outwards to engulf the shores of 14 countries. From Thailand and Sri Lanka to India and the coast of Africa, entire communities were erased from existence. The human toll was staggering, with an estimated 230,000 people losing their lives. The aftermath revealed scenes of almost biblical destruction, prompting a global humanitarian response on a scale never seen before. This event became known not just for the power of the quake, but for the sheer, heartbreaking lethality of the tsunami it spawned, forever branding it the deadliest in modern memory. In 2011, Japan, a nation renowned for its earthquake preparedness and technological prowess, faced a test that would shake it to its very core. On the 11th of March, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake struck offshore in the Tōhoku region. This was the most powerful quake ever to hit the island nation, an event so forceful it shifted the main island of Honshu by over 2 meters and even tilted the earth on its axis. The shaking was felt hundreds of miles away in Tokyo, where skyscrapers swayed and infrastructure, designed to withstand significant seismic activity, was pushed to its absolute limit. The initial quake was a terrifying spectacle of modern resilience being tested by ancient forces. But the true crisis was yet to come. The quake triggered a monstrous tsunami, with waves reaching heights of over 40 meters in some areas, that breached seawalls and surged up to 10 kilometers inland. The rushing water overwhelmed everything in its path, sweeping away homes, vehicles, and entire towns. Most critically, the waves inundated the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, disabling its cooling systems and leading to a series of reactor meltdowns. This nuclear disaster forced the mass evacuation of hundreds of thousands of residents and created an exclusion zone that remains to this day. The Tōhoku earthquake was a triple disaster: quake, tsunami, and nuclear meltdown that changed a nation forever. A sobering lesson that even the most prepared societies are vulnerable to nature's ultimate power. We now travel back to the height of the Cold War, to a remote and desolate corner of the Soviet Union. On the 4th of November, 1952, the Kamchatka Peninsula in the Russian Far East was struck by a colossal earthquake. For many years, its true power was shrouded in the secrecy of the era. But modern analysis has confirmed its magnitude as 9.0, placing it among the most powerful seismic events in history. The quake itself caused immense damage in the sparsely populated region, completely destroying settlements like Severokurilsk. But its most significant impact, much like others of this magnitude, was the tsunami it generated. This was a truly Pacific-wide event. The waves, born in the cold waters off Kamchatka, radiated outwards with relentless energy. They crossed the vast ocean to cause significant damage thousands of miles away in the Hawaiian Islands, where they flooded coastlines, destroyed boats, and tore homes from their foundations. The waves continued their journey, reaching as far as Alaska, Chile, and New Zealand. The Kamchatka earthquake stands as a powerful example of a remote event with global consequences. The archival images and Soviet-era data, once hidden from the world, now tell a clear story of a titan quake that caused a tsunami felt across the largest ocean on Earth, a testament to the planet's interconnected systems of power. Not all of the most devastating earthquakes are the largest in magnitude. On January 12, 2010, a magnitude 7.0 earthquake struck near Port-au-Prince, the densely populated capital of Haiti. While significantly less powerful in terms of energy release than the other quakes on our list, its impact was utterly catastrophic. The quake was shallow, and its epicenter was perilously close to the city. Years of poverty, political instability, and a lack of building codes meant that the nation's infrastructure was tragically unprepared for a seismic shock of this intensity. Buildings, from humble homes to critical government structures like the presidential palace, pancaked and collapsed in moments. The human toll was one of the worst in modern history, with estimates of the dead reaching over 200,000 people. The quake crippled the nation's ability to respond, destroying hospitals, communication lines, and transport links precisely when they were needed most. The aftermath was a humanitarian crisis of staggering proportions, as survivors struggled amidst the rubble with little access to food, water, or medical care. The 2010 Haiti earthquake is a devastating reminder that an earthquake's impact is not measured by magnitude alone, but by the intersection of geology and human vulnerability. It highlights how a seismic event can amplify existing societal challenges, leaving scars that take generations to heal. From the colossal rupture in Chile to the human crisis in Haiti, these events paint a stark and humbling picture. They reveal a planet that is not static, but alive with immense, and at times, violent energy. The forces that build our mountains and shape our oceans are the same forces that can bring devastation in the blink of an eye. We have learned that magnitude does not solely define impact. Location, depth, and human preparedness are critical factors that determine the outcome of these terrestrial convulsions. These stories are etched into our collective history, not just as records of destruction, but as powerful lessons in geology, engineering, and human compassion. The science of seismology has advanced immeasurably, allowing us to understand the mechanisms behind these events, and in some cases, provide precious seconds of warning. Yet we cannot stop them. We live on the thin, fragile crust of a dynamic world, and we must respect the power that lies beneath. By studying the past, we can better prepare for the future, building more resilient communities and fostering a global network of support for when disaster inevitably strikes again. These disasters remind us of nature's immense power. Earthquake preparedness saves lives. Stay informed, stay safe. Ultimately, our relationship with our planet is one of profound coexistence. We are temporary residents on a world of deep time and powerful forces. Acknowledging this reality is the first and most crucial step toward ensuring our own survival. The ground beneath our feet may seem firm, but the memory of these great quakes serves as a permanent, humbling reminder of the Earth's true nature. It is a call to be vigilant, to be prepared, and to never underestimate the awesome power of the planet we call home. We must continue to listen to its rumblings, learn from its movements, and build a future that is safer for all who inhabit its surface.